Elon Musk, I don't know. I've never met him, though I suspect he might be an alien. To be an alien, you'd have to be a conscious being.
We are talking about a lot of science, a lot of spirituality. I wanted to discuss something that a lot of people my age, a lot of young guys and girls, they're wondering about the existence of aliens, the existence of life on other planets. Not only that, but because you have so many shows, so many movies and everything, talking about the multiverse, right? Different dimensions, parallel universes. People are really curious, and nowadays you're having all these, projects that are talking about, Elon Musk is saying, you know what, it's time to go to Mars, buy land on the moon. All these things are happening that are beyond, beyond the concept of this earth. So can you shed a little bit of light on these few things that I've said? So people can,
Aliens. Well,
aliens,
we have this thing, when you have a monk or a spiritual person supposed to know everything about everything. But no, I love aliens. I love science fiction. I grew up reading Isaac Asimov and Arthur C. Clarke and many other. So I love science fiction, as I said.
Same.
Star Trek and Captain Kirk and William Shatner and all of that. Yeah, I would be very happy if they were actually aliens, and if they turned out to be intelligent aliens, if there were other civilizations across the galaxy and across the universe. Yes, it's entirely possible. There is actually a long-running program called SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, and scientists have been looking for it without much success so far. But it's a very, very big universe, and what the reason why people find it fascinating, I find that reason fascinating.
Okay.
It's always a desire to know the unknown, that there could be very different forms of life, that there could be others, very different forms of intelligence also. And this very intuition that we have, that such things could be there, it tells me probably that there is. And if you just look around our world as it is, there are aliens all around us, because, the plants and animals which surround us, and I've seen pictures of deep sea fishes and creatures in the depths of the Atlantic or the Pacific Ocean. They just look like aliens, So it's possible, but from a Vedantic perspective, I would say one thing that would be common to us and all the other aliens, that would be consciousness. To be an alien, you'd have to be a conscious being. So that consciousness would be the same as us. You say, how do you know? Because here we are getting a little bit into philosophy. Consciousness in itself would be attributeless, would be featureless. All features, qualities, attributes belong to objects because we are aware of them. If consciousness had particular characteristics, and if you became aware of them, then they would become objects. They would not be characteristics of consciousness. They would be characteristics of some object. So consciousness in itself doesn't have qualities, characteristics. It's what in Sanskrit we call nirguna.
Nirguna, okay.
Featureless or attributeless. So clearly aliens would have, it's quite possible they would have tremendously different bodies. It's quite possible they would have tremendously different minds. But the consciousness which would experience those bodies and minds internally in those aliens is the same consciousness which is experiencing bodies and minds here. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, in all sentient beings, there is a knower internally. Right now, we have this knower inside us, which is knowing, experiencing. And then Krishna goes on to say in the Gita, in all beings, there's actually one knower. We think there are different beings, so there are different knowers. It seems to be like that. But he says there's only one knowing consciousness or one illumining consciousness in all beings. He says, I am that one consciousness in all sentient beings, even if they're aliens. I added that. Krishna didn't say it.
No. No, very beautifully said. Because we were talking about all this, I wanted to ask you about, Elon Musk saying going to Mars, right? Buying land on the moon. Not only from like a spiritual side, but also from an ethical side, even from a logical standpoint. Do you think it makes sense to try to inhabit other planets, like, or other parts of the universe? Like, do you even think it's logical? And like, from your understanding, is it more about people wanting to commercialize this whole idea of, you know what, you can go to Mars and for the rich, take commercial flights back and forth? Or is it more of like, you don't want to use up all the resources on the planet, and it's good for the planet, so we should diversify into other parts of the universes? What's your thought on that?
But take care of the planet first and foremost. I mean, we have only one planet. This pale blue dot in the dark vastness of the universe. But otherwise, why not? From a Vedantic perspective, it's other planets, other solar systems, they're all part of one physical universe. In our old cosmology, from most ancient times, texts like Yoga Vasishta, they talk about multiple worlds, multiple universes, and they are inhabited. There are sentient beings there, and they are interacting with each other. So it's an incredible thing. I mean, there's no science fiction book which I think comes close to the amazing stories that you find in a book like the Yoga Vasishta, for example. So yeah, Elon Musk, I don't know. I've never met him, though I suspect he might be an alien.
Good one.
Yeah. I really don't have any particular perspective on whether we should colonize Mars or not. I would love it if that happens, and sooner rather than later. But not because we're going to destroy this planet, so let's go to Mars. No, we're going to protect this planet and make it sustainable. And we're going to go to Mars. That's wonderful.
Yeah.